Good morning, YouTubers. This is CoolMiniorNot's Zombicide Fatties. 8 of the zombies from the board game box set. First process was clean and wash using warm soapy water. Remove the mould lines, tidy up the minis. Mounting them on the cork for easier painting. White tack, done the job perfectly. Grey primer. And neutral base coat. I went in with Mahogany first for the guys in orange. Lovely deep red colour. This is the first highlight, so I've done light red. Picking out the high points, trying to cover most of the mahogany and painting from a certain angle, never painting upwards. I want the mahogany to be in the darkest places, in the recesses. The light red, although I made it a little bit brighter, I didn't like it. I wanted it to be brighter and I wanted it to be more of a pop on the colour. So I went back in with fluorescent red for a third highlight, extreme highlight as it were. And again hit every single high point, maybe not as much, but made sure everything got a coat of bright fluorescent red. This is just a quick section showing that I actually went in and done the same with blue overalls. Same process. This is for the vests. I went in with white, just plain Model Air white. I didn't want to get a good coverage on this. I wanted to leave some of the grey showing through in order to make, because it's perfect to make the vests look dirty and grimy. So I didn't want a perfectly bright white vest and then have to make it look old and battered. I wanted it to look like that from the start, really. Initially I masked off the overalls when I was going in to paint the skin. Later on I found I didn't really need to do it because the airbrush was accurate enough to not actually overspray too badly or at all. So I didn't do any more masking after this. I just masked this first model to paint and then realised that I actually got no paint on the masking tape anyway, so I took it off. This is sandy brown. I want the zombies to have skin tones with slightly rotten look about them, but I didn't want them to be green zombies or you know, dead white, pale, ghoulish zombies. I wanted them to be actually fairly fresh, as it were. This is going in with duck egg green, I think, and all I'm doing is hitting the highest points with very thin coats of the green, just to change the overall tone of the skin. Also you can see there that I actually painted some blood stains on the vest. Just went over and gave him a light dusting of red in certain areas. I varnished the models to enable better oil wash. The oil wash moves better over the miniature on a gloss varnish. You can see one on the left, I don't think has been dipped. The one on the right, not dipped, sorry, the one on the right has been washed and cleaned. This one you're looking at now has just been washed, so this is the cleanup process. Washing, I was experimenting with this. I would often experiment, so with this one I basically drenched it in the oil wash and then thought, right, I'll go back in afterwards and see how good I can clean up. It wasn't too bad a result. Normally you can just touch the wash on certain areas in order to darken them. And that was after clean up. He's a little bit darker, I think, than he ends up being, so I do actually clean up a little bit more. Now I'm going in to hit the shoes and anything that's got brown leather. So this is the first initial base coat. You can see there that I've actually given them a matte varnish as well. So after the gloss varnish, then a wash, I go back and you apply the matte varnish in order to get them to a good painting state again. This was the first highlight. Pretty much covering all of the base coat, everything on the top side, and then I just went up through. I mixed the first highlight with the initial base coat as well, 50-50 mix, and then done a 70-30 and just gradually went up through the colours. More highlights on the gloves and the leather bits. All of these fatties seem to have a tool wallet or tool belt on, so I assumed in my world this is just a leather tool belt, so the tool belt got pretty much the same thing. Hit with the base coat of brown, small bit of edge. I think I've done a small bit of edge highlighting, give it a wash, and call that one done. They have something around their neck, not entirely sure what it is. I think it looks like a face mask for spray painting or something like that. So basically I just gave it dark tones, a little bit of dark tones as in German grey, and a light grey highlight, 50-50 black and white. Just picked out a couple of the edges, a couple of the highlights, a little bit of the thing around their neck. Didn't spend too much time on that one, as I was going to drench it later on anyway. Game Colour Natural Steel, quite a go-to colour for basic metal things. There's zips on the overalls, tools in his tool belt. I actually gave these a hit of natural steel, and then I give them a sepia wash in order to make them just look grimy and nasty, and that was it. These guys are zombies, so I want their stuff to look in bad condition. We're going in for blood. Tamiya Clear Red X27. On its own doesn't look like blood, just looks like like a thick red wash, so it doesn't look like blood in that state. As soon as you add a drop of black and give it a mix, it then starts to look really quite like blood. Very good. So that's just one drop of Vallejo black going in, give it a mix, and you can see the effect on the side of the glass. It starts to pool like blood, it looks like blood, and it runs like blood. Now is the bravery test. You just spent all that time getting the Mini look into a state where you're happy with it, and then you got to cover it with clear red and black mixed. So I tried to give variation on the blood splatter and the way the blood looks on the zombies, and unfortunately they're zombies, so they're gonna have blood on them. You know, they've done some things in the past, so I didn't just want to leave them blank. So I just thought, right, let's bloody them up. So obviously the gloves, the hands, and everything else, where they're going to be grabbing, well, anything. There's holes in their shirts there, so they're just going to have blood and drool, and obviously their mouths are going to be bloody, and everything around their chest, chins. I tried to add blood splatter as well to all their clothing, so that's where a bit of the bravery test comes in. You just spent all that time painting and doing highlights and getting things ready, and then you're going to cover it in blood. I'm not a fan of putting it on the skin, so I didn't really want to put too much on the skin. This was the first one I did, so I'm trying to think how they actually look, how zombies look in, you know, various TV shows like The Walking Dead. They're normally just pretty much red, but I didn't want to do it too badly. But thinking about it, I thought, well, they're walking across these streets, and in the game itself they're walking through buildings, and they're sure to get some blood on the hems of their clothes and where things are dragged on the ground, so I concentrated on that a little bit, and then just tried to vary the blood splatter and the way the blood looked. I tried to add variation by doing things like quick swipes with the brush I'm using there, dribbles, lines, dots. So I would put, say, 8 dots in a place, and then scuff the dot away, so it looked like maybe shotgun blasts or splatter that had been wiped on, or maybe, you know, handprints, things like that. Yeah, you can see there I'm adding some dots, so, and then I just try and smudge the dot in a particular direction, and it all adds to the effect. This was the first one I've done. I don't like the way I've done his skin, so but obviously we're adding variety to the minis, so as you can see I've done some more than others and achieved mixed results. And there you have it. Zombicide Fatties. They look good when they're on the board, they look good in the game as well. So overall I'm pretty pleased with the way they turned out. Like if you like, subscribe if you want to see more of this stuff. I've got lots more coming. Thanks for watching.